For even more Atari fun, head over to Atari.io. It's Atari-tastic. I remember when I first saw TutanKham in my local arcade back in the early 80s. The game really intrigued me. I was really drawn to the artwork of the cabinet. And the sound effects kind of remind me a lot of Defender while I watch other people play the game. When it became my turn to play TutanKham, I kind of enjoyed it, but the only thing I didn't really like about the game was not being able to fire up and down. You can only fire right and left. So it made the game extremely challenging, especially when those little enemy creatures will pop out of their little dens rapidly. You get a whole bunch of them on the screen all at once. It made it really hard to get those vertical passageways when that happened. Of course, you had like a smart bomb, kind of like in Defender. You hit this little flash bomb button and it would destroy everything on the screen, but you only had it to use one time, which you want to make sure you use it at the correct time, otherwise you get yourself in a bad predicament. Now, playing the arcade game, I could get past the first level most times, the first chamber. I could make it into the second chamber fairly easily, but past that, forget it. I never saw the third chamber in the arcade and anything beyond that. I was lucky to get out of the first chamber, let alone the second chamber. But I still really enjoyed the game. The graphics kept bringing me back to it. I thought it was kind of cool to run around this little maze and shoot these little lasers and picking up all these little multicolored treasures. The game had a lot of really nice graphical detail, a lot of bright colors, which I really like in an arcade game. I just wish they made it so you can shoot up and down as well. I guess it might probably made the game a little bit too easy if you could shoot up and down. I'd be wondering, I need to find out why they chose just to shoot right and left in this game. I'm sure there's something out there about it. Well, I found out years later the reason why they call the game TutanKham is because Tutankhamun wouldn't fit on the marquee. I had no idea until recently that that's why they shortened the name down. So that's kind of cool. Now, I remember when this came out on the 2600, I first remember seeing it advertised in one of my Electronic Games magazine. I was like, oh, cool. TutanKham is going to come out for the 2600. Another arcade port, so I'm going to pick it up to put in my arcade port collection for the 2600. I don't remember which store I picked it up from. It could have been a KB, it could have been a Children's Palace. I know it was a toy store I picked it up in. I do remember that. I just don't remember which one it was. I was pretty excited to pick it up. I really love the box art of the game. I remember getting it home, ripping it open, popping in the old 2600, and it was like, what the bleep? I typically am not very negative about games in general, but this one was highly disappointing to me. I was looking forward to playing this game on my 2600, and it kind of plays okay, but I know my little guy gets stuck real easy. The monsters seem to be able to jump large distances to get you. So there's really hardly any room for error when you play this game. Now, it's only vertically scrolling, so you just work your way down the screen clear to the bottom until you find the little lock symbol to get out of that chamber. On the 2600 version, I rarely ever got off the first chamber. I usually died every time in the first chamber. Very rarely, I would say maybe a handful of times, I can remember getting to the second chamber. Now, there's two more chambers after that I have never seen. The only time I've seen those chambers is when I played this game on Stella, and I used a cheat in order to get to the higher levels so I could see what they look like. Otherwise, they were a complete mystery to me. I tried this game quite a bit back then. I tried to really like it, and it just never grew on me. Basically, I only kept this game in my collection just because it was an arcade port, and I really liked the box art. The game itself, not so much. I had this game for quite a while in my collection before I sold it all off back in the 90s, which everybody goes through the madness every once in a while. This one I picked up from a flea market not too long ago and decided, well, since I want to make this AtariCade video series, I got to talk about TutanKham, even though it's not a game I really like on the 2600. Anyway, let's see what came in the box originally. TutanKham for the 2600. I really love this box art of this game. The box art is the whole reason why I kept this game in my collection when I was growing up. I didn't really like the 2600 version of TutanKham very much. It was kind of disappointing to me, as I described earlier during the gameplay section of this video. But I love this artwork. Part of the arcade game series. Of course, in the back, it shows a nice little screenshot, which should have been the first warning about this game back when I bought it from the local store, which I don't remember which one I got it from. Inside the box, of course, we have the cartridge. I love the Parker Brothers cartridges. They're pretty neat looking. And we have our manual, which opens up, sideways here, long ways. I'm used to manuals being like this. Parker Brothers manuals usually were like landscape format. And it's a full color manual, which I love the full color manuals, as you know. Talks about how to use your joystick controllers, how to fire your laser gun, pick up the different treasures. Yeah, it has a little description here. I love those. Inside King Tut's Inside King Tut's tomb are treasures beyond the wildest dreams. They can be yours if you dare to take them. Supernatural creatures roam the mazes of the tomb, guarding the treasures at all costs. The only defenses against them is your laser gun and your wits. Blast away, snatch the loot, escape through the secret passageway before it's too late. And when you see a key, take that too. It will unlock the door to the next chamber and the next adventure. Enter King Tut's tomb and see what awaits you, if you dare. Pretty awesome. All kinds of treasures to pick up in here, like we have the silver crown, royal ring, ruby, a gold chalice, gold crown, all kinds of cool stuff. Got the condors, chickens, the jackals, which kind of look kind of weird. Of course, we have the desert scorpions, the royal cobra snakes. Woof, woof. And we have 4 chambers. I've never seen the 3rd and the 4th chamber. Heck, I've barely even seen the 2nd chamber playing this game. I never could get out of the first one. But, it was kind of fun at first, but extremely hard. It's a very hard game for me to play. Even today, I have a difficulty playing this crazy thing. Even playing on the easiest level, I can't get past the first screen, very rarely. Thanks for watching.